So, guys, in today's session, we are actually continuing access control topic. So, this we can call it as ACL, access control list. So, to restrict the access, okay, to restrict the access, okay, we use access controls. To restrict the access, we use access controls. Well, as we already discussed, we need a security admin role, security underscore admin role to work on access controls, guys. So, if you don't have an access control, if you don't have security admin role, didn't I start recording? I started recording, Anusha. Okay, fine. So, well, to restrict the access, we use access controls. To restrict the access on table data, we use access controls. So, we need a security admin role to work on access controls. Okay. So, yesterday we created a table called employee details table. Let me just go to the table, tables under system definition. So we created a table called employee details table. So in this table, when we are creating the table, remember this point, when we are creating the table in the controls tab, so there is a field called create access control checkbox. This checkbox is checked. If this checkbox is checked, okay, so it will create the access controls automatically. So what I am doing here is I am actually unchecking this checkbox so that access controls won't be created. Okay. So then what I am doing is here, okay, here I'm actually creating some fields like employee name field, father name, mobile number, mother name, age, address. These fields we created in this particular table. For creating the table, what we have done, we have created some records. Okay, we have created some records. So we have total 5 records in this particular table. Okay, we have to restrict this data. So how can we restrict this data? Okay, how can we restrict this data? Okay, so here in this table, what we have done is we have created some access control. So let me do one thing. Let me delete all of these things. I don't have security admin role. So I'm just having, where is the elevator role? End impersonation. End impersonation. Why this end impersonation is still showing here? So we did not actually impersonate anyone, right? We are in the system admin account. So now what I am doing is I am just having security admin role. So once I have the security admin role, okay. So what I am doing is I am going to delete these 3 access controls. These 4 access controls I deleted. Okay. So in our previous session, we created these 4 access control. So till this point, you guys are clear. First we created read level ACL. Okay. So read level ACL, so that every employee was able to read all the records. Every employee was able to read all the records. So then what I have done, I have restricted it to ITIL role person and ITIL admin role person. So later what I have done, I have restricted edit permission. I have restricted edit permission. So guys, every employee was able to edit the records, and later I restricted it to ITIL and ITIL admin. Later we created delete permission. So every employees can delete in the beginning, and I restricted it to only ITIL admin, and I restricted it to ITIL admin. I scroll down here, I restricted it to ITIL admin here. Okay. So then we created another ACL called create ACL. So if you take a look at here, the permission here is create permission. Okay. So I created a create permission ACL. Okay. So this create permission is given to ITIL and ITIL admin. That means here ITIL person can create, can read, can write, can create. ITIL person can't delete. So if you go to the delete ACL here, if you go to the delete ACL here, so delete ACL permission is granted to, say, operation delete. Delete ACL permission is granted to only ITIL admin. Okay. So yesterday, what is the mistake that we have done is, so we have removed read permission to ITIL people. We have removed read permission to ITIL people. Okay. So what we have done is that mistakenly we have removed this ITIL role to, we have removed ITIL permission to this read ACL, so that ITIL employees are not able to read the data. So this is the mistake that we have done, guys. So here we have removed ITIL role. What are we doing? We are impersonating as able tutor having ITIL role. So that is why able tutor was Abraham Lincoln was not able to see any values. So yesterday, as ITIL role is missing here, is why Abraham Lincoln was not able to read the data. Okay. So till these ACLs, till these 4 ACLs, everybody was clear in the previous session, isn't it, guys? Hmm? Okay. So after that, what we have discussed, so ITIL people can see all the records, but they should see only few fields. So if I just click on show list here, person who is having ITIL role, that person should see all records. That person should see all records, but only employee name, mother name, and father name fields. So ITIL people should not be able to see age field, address field, email field, and mobile number field. So I am actually restricting the fields to, ITIL permission. So what I am doing here is I am restricting fields permission. So guys, remember this point. So here what we have done, we have created ACLs first, read permission. We granted read permission to everyone. Then we create write permission. We granted write permission to everyone. Then we created delete permission. We granted delete permission to everyone. Later we created create permission. Create permission means we have granted everyone to create the records. So then what we have done, we have restricted it to ITIL people. So ITIL people should be able to read the records, write the records, and create the record. But ITIL people should not be able to delete it. So there is another role called ITIL admin role. ITIL admin roles can create the records, can update the records, can delete the records, can create the records. So till this point we have actually discussed. Okay. So we have now discussed till records restriction. Records means records itself. We have actually restricted the records level. Now we have to restrict at the field level. So that means I want to apply read permission on these particular fields. Okay. ITIL people should not be able to see age field. Okay. ITIL people should not be able to see age field, address field, email field, and mobile number field. Okay. So then what I am doing is I am applying restriction on these four fields. Okay. So now what I am doing here is I am going to create an access control. Okay. So here I am restricting it to age field to, I am restricting age field to only ITIL admin can see, only ITIL admin can see age field. Address field, I am restricting address field to only ITIL admin. Okay. So I am restricting it to address and mobile number also I want to restrict it to ITIL admin. What did we do? We are applying ACLs on create permission or read permission. Mm, We have to apply the restriction on, it should be create permission. Operation should be read permission here. Here also it should be read permission. Here also it should be read permission. Okay. Mobile number and what else? Email address also. So ITIL admin, I am actually restricting this email to ITIL admin. Okay. Fine. So now let me just go to the user administration. So I am just opening Abraham Lincoln user account. Abraham Lincoln is having which role and all we'll see here. So looks like Abraham Lincoln has ITIL role. So Abraham Lincoln has ITIL role here. Okay. So I am going to impersonate as Abraham Lincoln here. Okay. I am going to open the employee details list here. Now you can see Abraham Lincoln is able to see only three fields. Abraham Lincoln is not able to see age field. Abraham Lincoln is not able to see email field. Abraham Lincoln is not able to see address field. Abraham Lincoln he is able to see all records. There are 5 records. He is able to see 5 records, but fields are restricted here. Isn't it, guys? Fields are restricted or not? Okay. So now what I am doing is I am going to impersonate as Abraham Lincoln with the ITIL admin role. Okay. Now you go to the user profile, Abraham Lincoln profile, remove the ITIL role, grant the ITIL admin role. Okay. Okay. So I am going to impersonate as Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is now having ITIL admin role. So with ITIL admin role, he'll be able to see every field and every record. He is able to see every record, every field or not. Guys, hmm? Guys, this requirement you can achieve it in 2 ways. This requirement you can achieve it in 2 ways. Guys, understand this point here clearly. Same requirement you can achieve it in 2 ways. If you go to the access controls, go to the table and go to the access control. So what we have done, okay, let me enter the impersonation. Let me enter the impersonation here. If you go to the table and click on access controls, you can see here these four actually these four are actually record level access. Okay, you can see the records using this read permission. You can edit the records using this write permission. You can delete the records using this delete permission. You can create the records using create permission. So here what we have done here is that we have created 4 field level ACLs. We have created 4 field level ACLs. We restricted these fields on read permission to only ITIL admins. I'll show you that. These 4 fields I restricted it to only ITIL admins. Okay. If you see these 4 fields, I restricted it to ITIL admin. Scroll down, ITIL admin. These 4 fields I restricted it to ITIL admins. So now, can you guys tell me what ITIL person can do, what ITIL admin can do here? What ITIL person who is having ITIL person, ITIL role, what he can do? Person who is having ITIL admin role, what he can do? Can you guys tell me now? I'm unmuting everyone. Any one of you guys come forward and you can just speak, guys. Hello.
Hello, Uday.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, ITIL person can only read and create the record.
Come again, please.
ITIL persons who is having ITIL role, they can able to read and create the records. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello. Ideal person can create, can
Can I?
read, can can anyone please pick up, guys? Okay.
Yes.
Now go
Yes,
ahead,
Uday.
please. Yeah. What are-
ITL persons they can do the normal things, but ITL persons cannot have access to see. I mean, read that these fields which you included. But ITL admin can see that fields.
Let me tell you. ITIL using ITIL role and ITIL role can read the records, can read the records, can create the records, create the records on employee details table, but only can see employee name, father name, and mother name. Okay. Okay. So here ITIL admin can read, can edit, can create, delete as well. Delete the records on employee details table, and also can see all
All
the
the
fields. Can see all the fields. That is what ITIL person can do. That is what ITIL admin can do. Okay. Okay. So this is actually one way of achieving the requirement, guys. I am going to tell you the another way of achieving the requirement. Okay. Okay. First of all, I'm going to delete these 4 ACLs, field level ACL. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm going to delete these 4 access controls. Okay. And I'm clicking, I'm creating a new access control here. So, which is actually of type read operation. I'm creating a new field. How to create a new access control, not a new field. Read operation. Okay. Read operation on every field. Star means every field, guys. Remember, on every field, I am restricting it to only ITIL admin. So every field is restricted to only ITL admin. ITL admins can see every field. Okay, let me just submit this one. ITIL admin. All the fields are restricted. You can see, guys, this star means all the fields are restricted to ITIL admin. Okay. Now you guys can see, I'm going to the Abraham Lincoln profile. I'm going to grant ITIL permission now. He's having ITIL admin, right? I'm going to remove this ITIL admin permission. I'm going to grant ITIL permission. Okay, he is having ITIL permission. So I'm going to impersonate as Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln can see the records but can't see the fields. You can see he can see the records, but there no fields he is able to see. Is he able to see any fields? He is able to see the records. You can see record 1, record 2, record 3, record 4, record 5. He is able to see the records, but he is not able to see the fields because all fields are restricted to ITIL admin. Now what I am doing is I am ending the impersonation here. I am ending the impersonation. I am going to grant ITIL admin permission to Abraham Lincoln. Why very few guys are actually appearing to the sessions, guys? Festival fever. Okay. So now I granted ITIL admin permission, guys. As I have granted ITIL permission, admin permission, now this guy Abraham Lincoln can see all the records. He can do all the operations. Okay, he can do all the records, all the operations. He can see all fields as well. He can see all the records, all fields as well. But ITIL people can see all records, can do only 3 operations, but can't see any field. But can't see any field. Now I am going to end the impersonation. I am going to end the impersonation. Now what I am going to do is, okay, I am going to grant, you know, field level permission to only employee name field permission to employee name field permission to employee name field permission to. Okay, I delete these things. Let me remove this. I'm going to grant employee name, mother name, father name field permission to ITIL people. Okay. So guys, understand this one carefully. This is actually second way of achieving the requirement. Employee name, the employee name permission. I'm restricting it to. I'm actually permission. I'm giving it to ITIL. ITIL person can see this particular field. ITIL admin also can see this particular field. Save this one. Guys, you have to understand this logic carefully, guys. Mother name, ITIL, and father name. Okay. See, the difference between the previous path and this path is that I'll tell you the difference. Let me just first show you. If Abraham Lincoln has which role now? Abraham Lincoln has ITIL admin role. So let me, okay, I'm impersonating Abraham Lincoln with ITIL admin role, guys. With ITIL admin role, he'll be able to see every record with all the operations and every field. He'll be able to see every record with all the operations, every field he is able to see. You can see create operation, read operation, and also he is able to see update operation and delete operation. Now, I am going to end the impersonation. I am going to grant ITIL permission to Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Okay. So now you can see these Abraham Lincoln with ITIL role can see only three fields. You can see employee name, father name, and mother name. He's not able to see all the fields. So earlier we have achieved the same requirement in a different way, and now we have achieved the same requirement in a different way. So first, in the first requirement, what we have done, so out of 7 fields, like employee name, father name, mother name, age, address, email, mobile number. Okay. So there are actually 7 fields, right? The first case, case 1. In the first case, what I have done is I have restricted these 4 fields to ITIL admin. These 4 fields restricted these 4 fields to ITIL admin. The second case, what I have done is I restricted all fields to all the fields to ITIL admin. Okay. Granted, granted these 3 fields permission to granted these 3 fields permission to ATIL underscore admin role. Understand what I have done, guys? Did you guys understand? Everyone, guys, you can unmute yourself and you can speak. In the first use case, out of these 7 fields, I restricted these 4 fields to ITIL admin, guys. Okay, that is actually direct way of achieving the requirement. Second requirement, in the second requirement, I restricted all the fields to ITIL admin. Okay, granted only these 3 fields permission to ITIL and ITIL admin people. So that what happens? ITIL guy can see only these 3 fields. He can't see the rest of the fields. You understand? So let us see now the second case. Second case we are actually now able to see here. In the second case, I have restricted all the field permission. Okay, let me end the impersonation. In the second case, I have restricted all the field permission to ITIL admin. I have restricted permission to all the permissions to ITIL admin. And here you can see these 3 fields permission. Okay, I have granted to ITIL and ITIL admin. You can see here. ITIL admin. Okay, so we restrict only to read permission, guys. Restricted only read permission, field level read permission. We have field level edit permission. We have field level create permission. Okay, we have field level edit permission again. We have field level write permission as well. Okay, so now we have actually restricted restricted read permission, right? So instead of restricting read permission, I want to restrict edit permission. I want to restrict edit permission. So then what I'm doing is I'm going to delete all these. Okay, I don't have to delete. What I am doing is I want to restrict edit permission. Edit permission. So instead of read operation, I'm actually doing write operation. Only ITIL admins can write it. Only ITIL admins can write it. Only ITIL admins can write on all the fields. Okay. You guys can see here. Only ITIL admins can write on all the fields. Okay. But here ITIL people can only write on these 3 fields. I'm going to. So which role Abraham Lincoln has now? ITIL role. I'm impersonating as Abraham Lincoln. With the Abraham Lincoln, so he is able to see all the fields, but you can see when I open this one, he is able to edit only 3 fields. I have restricted edit permission now. Did you guys see here? These 4 fields are actually still read only. Okay. Did you guys understand?
Uday.
Okay. So here what I have done here is that earlier I have restricted these 4 fields to ITL admin for only read permission. Okay, for read permission. Now I am actually doing it for write permission. Now I am actually doing it for write permission. Okay. So if you go to the table here, okay. So that means all fields are editable for ITIL admin. Only these 3 fields are editable for ITIL people. Remember this point. All these 4 fields, all the fields are actually editable for ITIL admin. Only these 3 fields are editable for ITIL people. Okay. So if you want to hide all the 4 fields, if you want to hide all the 4 fields, if you want to show only 3 fields, then in that case you have to use read ACL, write ACL both. Read ACL, write ACL both. So what we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4. For read also I am creating again. Earlier we created already. ITL admin read permission. Okay. So we have to be very careful with this particular ACLs, guys, because this is actually about restriction of access, right? So likewise, we can restrict it to the create permission as well. Okay, we don't have to write it for delete. So we will delete the records. We will delete the records. We can't delete the fields, guys. Remember this point. We can't delete the we can't apply the delete permission on fields. Okay, so we can only apply read permission, write permission, and create permission on fields. So we can do the same thing on the create permission as well. Now you guys can see here, observe this one. There is no there is no restriction on create permission for field level, guys. Remember this point. So we have restriction on field level for read permission. We have restriction on fields for write permission. I'm going to Abraham Lincoln has now ITIL role, right? So you guys can see here closely. I'm impersonating as Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln will be able to see only 3 fields. So he is able to see three fields. Okay. Here, if you see here, he is able to see only 3 fields, and he is able to edit those 3 fields. Okay. He is able to edit those 3 fields. When we are creating it, okay, he is able to see these 3 fields. He is able to edit these 3 fields on the create permission. If I apply restriction on create permission, okay, if I apply restriction on create permission, okay. So here star apply. I am applying restriction on all fields. The create permission to only ITIL admin, guys. Okay. You can see here when I am trying to create the record, these 3 fields are actually read only because there is a restriction on these 3 fields on the create permission. If you see existing records, he can edit it. He is able to edit it. But when he is creating the record, there is a restriction on create permission. When you are creating the records, there is a restriction on all the fields. Okay, you have to specifically have the permission for all the 3 fields on create permission again. Did I end the impersonation? Okay, you have to have the specific field level permission to all these 3 fields: employee name, only one field I have given, guys, permission. Only one field I have given permission. Okay. ITIL. So if I impersonate as Abraham Lincoln having ITIL role, he will be able to see only these 3 fields. He will be able to edit only these 3 fields. Okay, he is able to see 3 fields. He is able to edit these 3 fields. When he is creating the record, he can see only one field editable. Only this field is editable. Remaining 2 fields are read only. because he doesn't have these two field permissions on create. Okay. So likewise, you can restrict the records permission, you can restrict the field permissions to specific roles, guys. Okay. You guys are clear, right? ACL doesn't check ACL doesn't check mandatory or non-mandatory, doesn't check. Okay. Whatever the field, it can be mandatory, read only, whatever. Okay. So when it comes to the access controls, guys, in the access controls, okay, there are actually main four conditions here. There are actually four conditions in the access control: role condition, security attribute condition, data condition, as well as script condition. You advanced checkbox. Okay. So there are actually four conditions in the every ACL. In the every ACL, there are actually four conditions. Let me just go to under the impersonation. I am going to the details table. I am going to delete all the access controls. I am going to delete all the access controls. Okay. Except these four. Okay. Except this one, I am going to delete all the access controls. Okay. There is only one access control, guys. There is only one access control. So this access control is giving read permission to ITIL people. This access control is giving read permission to ITIL admin people. Okay. So guys, the person should have this ITIL role, should be a logged in user. Logged in is equal to true. Hello, unauthenticated role-less ACL is equal to true. So he must satisfy this one. He must satisfy data condition, as well as he must satisfy four conditions. So script also. But there are actually four conditions in the ACLs, guys. If you satisfy the ACL, if you are not able to satisfy the security attribute condition, if you are not able to satisfy the data condition, if you are not able to satisfy the script condition, you won't be able to read the data. So there are four conditions in the ACL. Four conditions must be true to satisfy the ACL. Okay, guys, remember, you have ITIL role. You are not able to satisfy this condition. You won't be able to access the data. You have ITIL role and you have this permission. You are not able to satisfy this data condition. You won't be able to see the data. So here you have role. You are able to satisfy the security attribute condition. You are able to satisfy data condition. You are not able to satisfy the script condition. And also you won't be able to see the data. You must satisfy these four conditions. Role must be true. You must satisfy the role. You must satisfy the attribute condition. You must satisfy the data condition. You must satisfy the script condition. If you are not able to satisfy any of these four conditions, you won't be able to read the data. To satisfy the ACLs, these four conditions must be true, guys. Okay. Remember this point. This is very important. So here what I am doing is I am just going to the employee details table. In the employee details table, I am making father name as empty. Father name as empty. Okay. Mother name as empty. Okay. For this particular father name is empty. Okay. For this particular record, mother name is empty. For this particular record, father name is empty. Okay. So here, right, what I am doing is I am going to write a condition here. I am going to write a condition here. What is the condition? Father name is not empty. Father name is not empty. Or mother name is not empty. Okay. Father name is not empty. Condition I am giving here. So I am going to enable the script checkbox. So here you can use current object here, guys. Here in the script, you can use current object here. So if current dot u underscore mother name field name, mother name field name is u underscore mother name. Mother name not equal to empty. Answer is equal to true. Else answer is equal to false. Okay. Just save this one. Okay. So here he is having ITIL role. Okay. He is having ITIL role. So this must be satisfied. This must be satisfied. Security condition must be, attribute condition must be satisfied. Data condition must be satisfied. And script condition must be satisfied, guys. Now here Abraham Lincoln is having ITIL role, right? Now I am going to impersonate as Abraham Lincoln now. So as Abraham Lincoln, you can see here, he is not able to see any records here. He is not able to see any records here. Why is he not able to see any records? Even though he has ITIL permission, he is not able to satisfy data condition. He is not able to satisfy script condition. Okay, let me enter the impersonation here. I am making father name as some value. Mother name has some value. Okay, so he can satisfy only these two records. So Abraham Lincoln can only see these two records, guys. Let me impersonate as this particular Abraham Lincoln now. Abraham Lincoln can see only two records. Why is he able to see only two records here? Because father name and mother name is not empty here. So he has admin role. He has admin role. He has ITIL role. He is able to satisfy this role part. He is able to satisfy the security attribute condition part. He is able to satisfy only two records at this part. He is able to satisfy only two records at this part. Total, he is able to see only two records here. If I enter the impersonation here, if I add any value to the Now Abraham Lincoln can see 3 records now. Abraham Lincoln is able to see 3 records now. Why is he able to 3 records here? He is able to satisfy these 4 conditions. He is able to satisfy role, he is able to satisfy security attribute condition, he is able to satisfy data condition, he is able to satisfy script condition. That is why he is able to see all the only 3 records. So if he satisfies all these 4 conditions, only those records he can see. So likewise, restriction happens using access controls, guys. Hope everybody is clear with the access controls part. Clear, right? Everyone. Any questions from anyone? Any questions from anyone, guys? No questions? So this is actually about data restriction, guys. We should be very careful with the data restriction. We have to be very careful, okay? So what I mean here in the script part, guys, again, you can use any server side script. So this is actually access controls is a server side script. So here you can use current object, you can use glide record secure, glide aggregate, glide date time, glide schedule, glide duration, glide date time. All server side APIs you can use it here. You can't use glide user, glide form, glide ajax, glide model form, glide dialog window. You can't use client side APIs here. You can use any server side scripts here. You can call the script include here using new keyword, new script include name dot method name. So likewise, you can use access controls. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm winding up the session for today, and I'll see you there in tomorrow's session. Thank you all. Thank you, guys.
Hello,
Yeah, Joshua.
sir. I do have small query. For example, if client has given some requirement in the access control, that is for ITIL role, the username and the mother name and the father name, everyone can edit in the ITIL role. When it comes to ITIL admin, there should be some email and other phone number details that should be seen by the admin role. If the requirement is finalized, it got complete from development side. If we wanted to take this requirement to prod environment or test environment, we supposed to do the change request for this also.
Yes. Yes.
For each and everything, if we get the requirement, we supposed to take the change request. That is
Yes.
what I mean to say.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Without a change request, you can't move the changes to the production.
Okay.
For
For
any
example,
change, even if it is small change or big change, doesn't matter. Okay.
okay,
There must be a change request. Without a change request, if you touch the production, definitely you should be ready to take the pink slip.
okay. And one more thing, sir. For example, if there was a